Oopsie. I forgot to find out when Alex is going to be back, but I'll do that. All right. So we are still working on adding and subtracting fractions, right? That's what we've been doing. But we're going to be working backwards a little bit. Zoe, can you help Eliana find that page, please? We're going to be doing a little bit of backwards working, and you'll see as we go. Okay? Does everyone have a pencil? Is everyone ready? Mm-hmm. All right. So let me get my remote. When we're unlocking the problem, it says the Diaz family. How nice. Our cross-country skiing. That is not what Mrs. Kamifa wants to do. That's like running, but on snow with skis. Sounds terrible, but I'm glad they like to do it. So they're cross-country skiing, the Big Tree Trails. Okay, that's what they're called. Which have a total length of 4 miles. Yesterday, they skied 7/10 mile Oak Trail. Today, they skied 3/5 mile Pine Trail. If they ski all of the big trails, how many more miles do they have left to ski? So, what are we trying to find? First off, what do I need to know? What do I need to know? One of you lovely people's got to answer it for me. What am I trying to learn, John?
The distance they travel. How much,
we know how many they're going to travel. They're going to travel 4 miles. How much they have left to ski. I need to find the distance of... Oops, sorry, I shouldn't say of. The distance they have left to ski, okay? What they have left. Because we know how far they're going to go. They're going to go a total of 4 miles. We already know that. I need to know how much they have left. So what information am I going to use, okay? Well, we need to use the distance they've already traveled. Can someone tell me the distance they've traveled already? What's one of the distances they've already traveled? Ethan, what's the distance they've already traveled?
7/10 of the Oak Trail.
Yep, 7/10. What's another distance they've already traveled, Alicia?
3/5.
They've also traveled 3/5, which was part of the Pine Trail. Fabulous. I'm just putting those in parentheses so we know. And then the total distance. Someone remind me what the total distance is. Bree, what's my total distance? What? 4 miles is our total distance. So they gave us 4 numbers, and we're going to use all 4 of those numbers to find out our math. So how am I going to use this information? We're going to work backwards by starting with the 4 miles because we already have a total. So we know we don't need to add. We know we don't need to multiply because we already have those things, okay? We already have my total. And when we need a total, we add or multiply. So if we're not adding or multiplying, what are we probably doing with those 4 miles? What are we going to do with our other 2 numbers in those 4 miles, Phoebe? We're going to subtract them. And once we subtract the distances we've already traveled, we're going to end up with things left over. Okay? So they're going to show us, or now we're actually going to do it. So we're going to write the expression. So miles skied yesterday. How many miles did I ski yesterday? We're just repeating information we've already put down. How many have I skied yesterday, Zoe? 7/10. Thank you so much. How many miles did I ski today? Mrs. Knifel's pretending she's part of the Diaz family. How many miles have I skied today, Isabel? Okay, there's 3 numbers on the board. We've already put one of them down here. You could also reread the story problem for me.
4 miles.
I'm going to disagree. Reread that story problem for me. How many miles have I skied today, Claire? 3/5. Thank you. plus M. What is that M standing for? No, the M is not standing for multiply. What is that M standing for, Malik?
The miles that they need.
The miles that we still need to ski. So it's getting a letter because it's an unknown number. And 7/10 plus 3/5 plus M, the miles that we still need to ski, is going to equal 4, our total distance. So now we can work backwards, okay? Who's excited to work backwards? Me. So if we're starting backwards, what needs to be the first number here? Blank minus blank minus, or blank minus blank equals M. So what am I going to start with if I'm going backwards? Backwards, Isaiah. If I'm going backwards, I'm starting with my total. What is my total? Everyone.
4 miles.
4 miles. So I need to take 4 miles minus 7/10, which I've already traveled, minus 3/5, which I've already traveled, and that's going to equal M. So now I actually have to do the math problem. So I'm going to take 4 minus 7/10. Can I subtract that right now?
No.
Just like I can do that? No, of course not. I can't take a fraction away from a whole number. So I need to turn that fraction, or turn that whole number into a fraction. I'm going to borrow from my friend the 4. He's going to become a 3, and then I need to make a fraction. What fraction denominator should we use? We want our lives to be super easy, Gabby. 10/10. Then we don't even have to find a common denominator. It's already a common denominator. We're free to do that, okay? So now I have 3 and 10/10 minus 7/10. What is 10 minus 7?
3.
3. Our denominator 10 stays the same, and 3 minus nothing is
3.
3. So now my new number is 3 3/10, and I'm right here. Okay, that's where that number is. And now I need to subtract my next one, which is 3/5. Can I do this problem?
No.
No. What do I need to do first, Madeline? Why can't I do this problem yet? I have 3 3/10 minus 3/5. Why can't I do that? I cannot subtract those fractions. Why not? Right, the denominator is not the same. In order to add or subtract fractions, we have to have the same common denominator. We've been working with fractions for like 3 weeks now. Can anyone tell me, without us listing the multiples, what the common denominator between 5 and 10 is, Eric?
10.
10. So do I need to change my top fraction? Nope. How nice. Don't even have to change it. I do need to change my bottom fraction. My denominator is going to be 10. How many times did I multiply 5 to get to 10?
Plus
2 times. So what I do to the bottom, I do to the top. 2 times 3 is 6. Fabulous. All right, now I have 3 3/10 minus 6/10. Am I good to go?
No.
No, because can I take 6 away from 3?
No.
No, so I need to borrow from my friend the 3. I'm going to rewrite it down here. My 3 is going to become a what?
13.
What? This 3.
Oh, 2.
2. My 3 is going to become a 2. Now, I have to add a whole to this, which would be 10/10. Now, Abby, would be 13 minus 6/10. What is 3 minus 6? Or 13 minus 6?
7.
7. My denominator stays the same. 2 minus nothing is
2.
2. So how many miles left do they have to travel?
2 miles and
2 and 7/10. So that means M. M, as in my missing number, is 2 and 7/10. We cannot reduce 7/10. That is where 7/10 needs to stay. Any questions so far? We're going to do a few more practice. Well, we're going to do quite a few more practice problems, okay? If you do not have a question, you may head to the next page. Malik is going to erase my board.
Ooh.
And we got another problem. You got another problem. Well, I have another problem. You have another problem. You're the one learning this. Dun, 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 dun. All right. So, dun, dun, doing it again. Same type of thing. We're going to work backwards, all right? So it's going to be the exact same format as the one we just did. As part of their study of Native American basket weaving, Leah's class is making wicker baskets. That's like thin strips of wood into baskets. Leah starts with a strip of wicker 38 inches long. That's what she's starting with, 38 inches of wicker. From the strip, she first cuts one piece, but does not know the length. Willy-nilly cuts it. Phew. What? Sorry, it's 36. Okay. And then cuts a piece in that is 6.5 inches. The piece left is 7 3/4 inches. What is the length of the first piece that she cuts? Well, we don't know. That's what we're gonna find out. What are we learning? Or what do we need to find? Sorry, not what are we learning. What do we need to find? Mason, what do we need to find?
We need to find what is the length or what the length is of the first piece she cut from the strip.
Perfect. Length of first piece cut. And what information do I need to use? What information are we going to use from this beautiful story problem? Anyone, tell me, what's one piece of information we need to use from here? You don't have to tell me all the pieces. What's one piece we need to use? Isaiah, tell me what's something I need to use. All right, so that was cuts a piece. So one piece is 6.5 inches. Okay, what's another thing I need to use from this lovely story problem? Alicia, what's another thing I need to use from this story problem?
The piece left is 7 3/4.
Right, so another piece is 7 3/4. And there's one other piece of information we have to have from this story problem. What is that last bit of information we have to have? Mason?
36 inches.
That's how much we started with. So we need to make sure we know we started with. Okay, that's important. Not 63, 36. That's how we started with. How are we going to use this information? They want us to work backwards. Want us to work backwards. So now we're going to solve the problem. If we're working backwards, what is the first number in our equation going to be? If we are working backwards, what are we starting with? Remember, just like the other problem, we start with something and we subtract things to find what is left over. So what are we going to start with, John?
36.
We're going to start with 36. And then what are we going to subtract from 36? Bree, what's something we're going to subtract from 36? They only gave us 3 numbers. And one of them's already on the board. 6.5. Yes, we do need to subtract that. And then from that, we're going to have to subtract another number. What's the other number we're going to subtract, Abby?
7 3/4.
Yep, 7 3/4. And what is that going to equal? Do we know what it's going to equal?
No.
No, that's our missing number. We're going to name it M, just like in the last problem. The missing number. What's left over? We don't know. But now we actually need to do the problem. So I'm going to take 36 minus 6.5. Can I do that problem right now? No, I cannot. Why can't I do that problem, Zoe? Why can't I do this? Well, there's no denominator at all. That's a whole number, and that's a mixed number. We don't even have a fraction. And we can't subtract a fraction from not a fraction. So, in order to make it a fraction, I'm going to change my 36 to a 35, and I'm going to take a whole. What should I make my denominator to make my life super easy, Phoebe? 2. So now I have 2 over 2. So I have 35 and 2 over 2 minus 6 1/2. Can I do that?
Yes.
Yes. What is 2 minus 1, everyone?
1.
My denominator stays the same. 35 minus 6, I got to borrow here, and then it is Yep, 29, that's what that is. So now we're right here. And if we rewrote it, it would be 29 and a half minus 7 and, 7 3/4 equals m. So now I need to take 7 3/4 away from 29. Can I do that right now?
No.
No. Why can I not do that right now? Claire, why can't I do these right now? They don't have the same denominator, so we need to make them the same denominator. So remember, if you don't know the same denominator, you have to list multiples of the number. So let's list multiples of the number. 2, 4, 6. No one's counting with me. 8, 10. That should be plenty. Now let's list multiples of 4. Oh, look. 4. Wow. Do we need to change our bottom fraction?
No.
No, but we do need to change our top fraction. We're going to make that a 4. And our 1 becomes a 2. So now we have 29 and 2/4 minus 7 3/4. Am I good to go?
Yes.
No, I'm not good to go. Because I cannot take 3 away from 2, can I? No, because we're not working with negative numbers. So I need to borrow. And who am I going to borrow from? The
29.
29. 29 is going to become 28. I'm going to add a whole to this, which would then be 6 over 4. Can I take 3 away from 6?
Yes.
Yes.
3/4.
Perfect. 6 minus 3 is 3 over 4. And 28 minus 27 is?
21.
Woo! 21. So M, our missing number, equals 21 and 3/4. How could I check to make sure I was right? Like if Mrs. Michael just didn't even know. I just felt like I was wrong. How could I make sure I am right, Abby?
By adding them all up.
By adding them all up and seeing if I get the total. So if I had 21 and 3/4, I could add that to 7 and 3/4, which is what I took away. I would 6 over 4, which would be 28, which is actually really 29 and 2/4. And then I can add my 6 1/2 to that. But we already know an equivalent. Oh, we didn't find an equivalent fraction for 6 1/2. Fun fact. Mrs. Kneifel knows. Oh, wait, we're adding. Okay, still. We have to make an equivalent fraction, so 4 over 4. Or we can turn 2 into 4. Okay, equivalent fractions. 2 plus 2 is 4 over 4. 26 plus, or 29 plus 6 is 35. 34 is actually a whole, which equals 36. Is that what I started with?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm not asking you guys to do that, but if you ever didn't know if you were right, all you have to do is just add them all up. So when we work backwards, we take the total and we subtract till we get our missing number. If we want to check, we add our missing number and all the things we subtracted and see if we get our total. Okay? We are going to now move to I want you to look right at the next page on 403. Malik's going to erase our board for us.
You have 5 seconds. 4, 3.
Okay, Malik's got as much time as he needs. I mean, well, not as much time as he needs because we do have class to do. As Malik's erasing, Mrs. Kneiffel's going to start speaking. So, Caitlin has 4 3/4 pound of clay. How nice. She uses 1 1/10 pounds to make a cup. How nice. And then she uses another 2 pounds to make a jar. And we need to know how many pounds are left. So first, we need to write an equation to model the problem. So first off, we need to start with what we're starting with. What's our total? How much did she start with? How much clay did she start with, Isabel?
She started with 3 and 4 3/4.
4 3/4 pound. And then she made a cup, meaning she used some of the clay. So, are we adding the clay to our thing or are we subtracting our clay? Everyone, subtracting. So let's subtract 1 1/10 for the cup. And then we're going to use another 2 pounds to make a jar. Are we adding that or are we subtracting that? Subtracting that, and that's going to equal what? M, our missing number, right? Yep. So next, they want us, oh wait. Well, we already did that. So, I'm not worried about that. Let's just solve it together, okay? Woo! Erase. Let's solve it. So I have 4 and 3/4. That's where I'm starting, and I need to subtract 1 and 1/10. Can I do that right now? No, I need to find least common denominator. Let's list multiples of 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Let's list multiples of 10. 10, 20. Woo! What's my least common denominator? 20. How many times did I multiply 20 to get, or how many times did I multiply 4 to get to 20?
5.
5 times 3 is
15.
15. How many times did I multiply 10 to get to 20?
2.
2. 2 times. Calvin, you're making a lot of noise, okay, buddy? 10 times, or 1 times 2 is 2. What is 15 minus 2? 13. My denominator stays the same. 4 minus 1 is 3. Am I done? No, I still need to subtract 2. Do I even need to change anything with this fraction? No, I can just bring it down. We're not doing anything with them. We can bring them straight down. 3 minus 1 is, 3 minus 2 is 1. M equals 1 and 13 over 20. That is as low as that can go. We don't need to reduce, okay? See, that one only took us like 2 minutes. As more and more we practice this, the quicker and quicker we'll get, okay? So how much remains? 1 and 3/13. What? 1 and 3/13. What? Anyone know? Clay. Pounds. Pounds of clay. Pounds of clay. All right. Let's do number 3. We're going to skip number 2. We're going to go down to number 3. Probably 4 too. And then we'll see what time it is. We're getting a shorter on time. Oh no. So, 3. A pet store donated. Wow. 50 pounds of food for adult dogs, puppies, and cats to an animal shelter. Okay, so the pet store donated it to an animal shelter. Don't mind Mrs. Michael. I was trying to figure out the story problem. So, nice pet store donating to an animal shelter, trying to help out. They're donating 50 pounds total. 19 3/4 pounds was for adult dogs. 18 7/8 pounds was for puppies. And now we need to find out how much food was given to the kitty cats. So, we're going to work backwards, which means we're going to start with the total. Our total was how many pounds? 50. And then we need to take away the first number, which was 19 3/4 for adult dog food. And then we're going to have to take away the second number, which is 18 7/8 for puppy food. And then what is left over is going to equal
M.
I'm going to put C for cat food. Yay, switching it up. So we're trying to find out C now instead of M. The numbers are interchangeable. So the first thing I need to do is 50 minus 19 3/4. I'm going to write it vertically because that's much easier to subtract rather than horizontally. Can I do this right now, Rush? Am I good to go? I'm going to disagree with you. I'm not good to go. Why am I not good to go, Isaiah? Why can't I do this? 15 minus 19 3/4. Why can't I do that? Madeline. There's no fraction. I can't take a fraction away from not a fraction. So I'm going to borrow from 50. 50 is going to become what? 49. I'm going to make my denominator what to make my life easy?
4 over 4.
4 over 4. 4 minus 3 is? 1 over 4. 49 minus 19 equals 30. So now I have 30 and 1/4. Am I done? No, I still need to subtract my second number, which is 18 7/8. Am I good to go right now? Can I subtract this right now? No. Why can't I subtract this right now?
You need to find the least common denominator.
Least common denominator, also known as LCD. Hey. Does anyone know what it is without me listing the multiples? Because we've been working with fractions for weeks. Claire? 8. It is 8. Do I need to change my bottom fraction then? No. My 4 is going to become an 8. My 1 is going to become a 2. Now am I good to go? No, why am I not good to go now? Someone tell me what the problem is now. We just got so many problems with this problem. What's the problem now, Malik?
Now you need to make the numerator. Now you need the I forgot what it's going to say.
Anyone want to help him out? Gabby?
You can't subtract 2 from 7.
Eric, you need to sit up. You cannot subtract 7 from 2. We cannot do that. So we need to borrow from our friend 30. 30 is going to become 29. We have to add a whole. A whole would be 8 over 8. What's 8 plus 2? 10. 10 over 8. That looks like a 6. Minus 18 and 7 eighths. Can I take 7 away from 10? Yes. Yes. What is 10 minus 7? Everyone.
3.
And it's not 3, 3, 3. It's just plain 3, but thank you for your enthusiasm. Our denominator is going to stay the same. What's our denominator? 10. 10. And 29 minus 18 is 11?
Wait,
But you know it's not 10, it's 8.
Yes, 8.
Who did? Well, don't mind me. So then it's 21. Yay. Right?
No, I was meaning the
I don't know what you're talking about.
denominator.
Oh.
It's 11.
Well, now I'm confused. Pause. Pause.
It's 11 over 3.
I hear you. Calm down. All right. So it's 7, 3 over 8. H. And then it's 11. There. Thanks. I had the wrong denominator because I wrote it wrong. So, C for cat food is 11 and 3/8 pounds. Any questions with that one? 11 and 3/8 pounds. Going once, going twice. We're going to do one more together. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
You can always get line papers over this whole big old stack if you want it. All right, I'm going to erase and we're going to do one more problem together. Dun, 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 dun. So, Thelma, what a nice name. Thelma spent 1/6 of her weekly allowance on dog toys. That's so nice. She's thinking of her dogs instead of herself. 1/4 on a dog collar and 1/3 on dog food. What fraction of her weekly allowance is left? This one's a little bit tricky. Can anyone find the total? What did she start with? What did she start with? Mr. Ethan. That's how much she spent on her dog toys. That is not how much allowance she had to begin with. Mason.
I'm pretty sure what she started with is what we have to find out.
Yeah, good. Well, kind of. So if we don't have a total, it's just 1. 1. Okay, that's what we start with. So it's going to be 1 minus 1/6 minus 1/4 minus 1/3. All right? So 1 minus 1/6. Can I do this right now?
No.
No, I need to make a common denominator. So how do I make this a common denominator? Or Ethan?
You take away the 1 to the 0 and then make it a whole 6.
Yeah, we're just going to change 1 to 6 over 6. Beautiful. Now 6 minus 1 is 5. So now we have 5/6 minus 1/4. Can I do this right now? No.
Denominator.
That was loud. Yeah, we need to find the least common denominator. What's the least common denominator between 6 and 4? Anyone know? 12. It's 12. There's a lower one than that. So to make that, it would be 10 over 12 and 3 over 12. What's 10 minus 3?
7.
7 over 12 minus 1/3. Can we do that right now?
No.
No, we need to find a common denominator. What is the common denominator between 12 and 3? 12. So 7 12s can stay the same. I need to change my bottom one. And now I have 7 minus 4, which is 3 over 12, which we can reduce to 1/4. So anytime we don't have a total, we just make it 1, where our starting point is 1. So essentially, if she started with $1, she ended up with 1/4. Okay? What questions do we currently have? Going once, going twice. Fractions, remember, taking what of time. Are you going to be able to finish it in 5 seconds?
No.
No, that would be weird. All right, I want you to go to the next page. No, I want you on page 405.
If you have the big brain facts, then you can.
I want you to circle 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2, 4, and 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6.
So,
Page 405. Any questions? If not, you may use the rest of the time to get started. That is 6 minutes, okay? Your homework is due tomorrow. Then after tomorrow, I'm pretty sure we're going to start reviewing for our test.